Oh, you guys got it right. The Cult, Little Face. That's a B-side off Love. I tell you, Love is my favorite. You can see it right there. There you go. Given to me by my German girlfriend back when I was 15. The very first, experience with a lady. So anyhow, appreciate y'all being here. We've got Gone with John. We have Megatron, WHT, folks. The Mighty Mysterio from Winnipeg. John Boston from Boston, the legendary. Pops did pardon Hunter. Who didn't see that not coming? All right. Timothy Sokol from San Pedro. JR in the chat. JW again. Good to see you. Nino is back. Presence in our chat. Appreciate you being here. Bringing me back to the 80s, playing the entire Cult Love record from cover to cover on my bass. My favorite song by the Cult is on the Love album, and it is Love itself. Joey Ramone. I love the Ramones too, by the way. Big Bookshelf is back. Good to see you. Big Chris as well. Saw you guys earlier. Hammerhand, as we know, there's been a lot of posts. His channel got nuked yesterday. No surprise. His new one's up, so someone can throw that up if you have that. And as well, rest in peace to Frank, our beloved brother who passed away last year, November 30th. 1 year and 2 days ago. His icon moniker was Channel 1800. And so definitely rest in peace to him. I believe he was my age, 50 or 51. So another brother with his year anniversary. MGTOW Life is coming up on a year of his passing as well. Another beautiful soul that was important in our community. Love Removal Machine is on electric. However, if you go and look at the what are the sessions? They actually did 5 electric songs in the style of Love. And I'll have to figure, I can't remember the sessions those were. So you'll hear like Love Removal Machine in like a Love and like how Love is, or She Sells Sanctuary. And then Rick Rubin or Bob Rock came in and said, no, you're going to do like an AC/DC style. The 80s time I remember was Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. Attaboy. There's Hammer's channel. Appreciate that, JR. Baby, come back. That's the topic today. That's the topic. I was sent this by Manoj Roy from India. He's one of our brothers at Comms. He's a younger man. He sends me the craziest articles about literally deletions. And it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. And I'm going to read a little bit of what happened. I was listening to the U.S. Festival when the Ramones played, was playing along to it on my bass. Rip, Diddy, Johnny, Joey. Who else we got? Marky Ramone. All the Ramones now. I don't think there's any. I think one might be still living, or he might have passed last year. Edie was a great song, John. Sweet Soul Sister, another great song. They're actually playing that on tour. They're playing 3 of those songs from Sonic Temple, but that was a wonderful. I saw Sonic Temple. I saw the Cult open up for Metallica in 1990. He was drunk as hell. Rush's Subdivisions, good album as well. So let's get into this. Man dies after wife, in-laws pour acid down his throat. Let me read this real quick. A man in his mid-30s was allegedly deleted by his wife and in-laws by being forced to ingest acid. The victim, Prahlad Vagala, had gone to the maternal home of his wife, Shilpa Vagala, to get her back when he was allegedly deleted. A complaint of deletion was registered at blank police station by Jignesh Vagala, the brother of the victim, against the wife and in-laws. The brother stated that on Friday morning, his sister told him that someone resembling his brother was lying near the urban health center in Madhavpura. He went to the spot and saw his brother. He told police that his brother was in agony and told him that on Thursday night, he had gone to convince and try to win back his ex-wife who had filed for divorce. She had gone to her parents' home for about a month after a disagreement. His brother told him that Shilpa told him to meet her at a gas station in the area. He stated that his wife assaulted him at the pump and about 3 a.m. on Friday forced acid down his throat. So apparently he was still alive to tell his brother. His brother said he rushed Prahlad to the hospital where he died on Friday night. They have 2 daughters, a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old together. Guys, this is crazy. I mean, this just happened in Utah 3 months ago. A guy, the wife left California to go live with her mother, or, give a little 2-month breather and, separate for a little bit. And, she says, come out and see us and, we'll figure it out. He goes out there and he's deleted by the estranged wife. I don't know if she would be estranged at that point. Separated wife and the mother-in-law. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now we'll have to follow that story to see what happens. But a guy wants to put his family back together. She's gone a month, goes to his in-laws' house. She says, come and meet me at the pump. I mean, talk about meditated, talk about planning this, a pre-planning situation. And he ingests something that has some sort of acid that deletes him. And rest in peace to him. I mean, again, trying to get his wife back, trying to save his family. Many of us have been in that situation. In fact, a lot of guys that try to go back are usually set up in the United States by their exes to get them in trouble with the popo so they can get more custody and more financial resources and to turn the kids against them. Not a lot of, I'm sure there's more deletions than we know of that have been talked about. But again, marriage and divorce and separation is extremely dangerous and should be approached with absolute awareness. Saw Rush in 82 during the Signals album. The whole concert is on YouTube. Geddy Lee, the ugliest bass player in history, second to Gene Simmons. RPM will never run out of material. Hockey mask time. There you go. So what do you guys think? We have a story about Corey Richins in Park City, just 40 minutes away, national news, who apparently deleted her husband with a certain little white pill that's extremely potent. And after that, she wrote a children's book for kids who lose their fathers or parent at a young age. And they come to find out that she actually is in court for she's actually in prison, right, or jail, county jail, for the last year or so for having deleted or been a participant in his deletion. So again, what people always say, why don't they just walk away? Why don't you just leave and walk away and not? I think there is so much emotion involved when people are in a state of separation, in a state of divorce, in a state of trying to get the most custody, that their emotions literally are going to shipwreck them in the worst possible. That's why men snap at the end of the day. You hear all these self-deletions. A guy down the street in June deleted himself and his ex. He deleted his ex first, and then himself, because he found out she was wanting to leave or most likely was not in love with him anymore. He snapped. Neil Peart is a great drummer. Rest in peace to that guy, Mega. Lemmy has to be in the top 5 ugliest bass players too. Well, true. He had some really bad skin. Rest in peace. That guy was cool. I thought that guy was the most authentic rock star ever. I wanted to go down to the Rainbow Bar and Grill. Who's ever down in LA, the Rainbow Bar and Grill, apparently he sat at the bar every day. He had his own little seat, and you could go in and get a burger and have a drink and say, hey man, Ace of Spades or whatever. I think he would have sat down and chatted with you. I forgot about I'm Flying High, Riding on the Medicine Train. That's a great song too, John. That was an actual bonus song when it came out. All right. Mysterio loves the police. They're not too bad. They're not too bad. With all these marriage horror stories, men still want to be on the plantation. This really boggles my mind. Marvel Elite, good to have you, brother. Seat as well, good to have you. Well, let's discuss that. Could it be that there are more deletions by the ex-wife or the estranged wife today because of social media? Could it be technology? Could it be head meds? Could it be the hive mind? Could it be the shit we're ingesting in our bodies, putting on our bodies from weird chemicals? What say ye? Why do you think there is within the last 4 months, there's been 3 women, well, let's say 2 years, that I know of that have deleted their husbands and are still living. 3 women, 3 ex-wives, 3 estranged wives, whatever. Why is that? What's going on? If they would have gone to court and done the right thing, I'm sure they would have came out quite a bit ahead. They would have had the custody. Why is it? It's got to be, it can't be financial unless there's a huge life insurance. It's got to be emotional. They literally do not want the guy even living, breathing on this earth to be close to them or their kids. Lemmy's got a dope Rickenbacker. Gama John says Skittles has a higher rate of, yes, they do. They're the #1 couple for domestic violators. He did. CGA, death by simp. This happened again. I think I told you the story about the ex-husband who deleted the new boyfriend of the estranged. Well, I don't think they were divorced. It just happened literally 10 minutes from me back in March. Gal was leaving her husband, been about 6 weeks, 8 weeks. She was on the dating apps, was meeting a date, and they just had sushi or pasta somewhere around here. And in the parking lot, ex-husband or estranged husband finds out, was stalking him, tracking him, freaking deletes him right then and there. Deletes the new guy. Now, does the new guy even know that she's divorced? She could have told him she's been divorced for months, years, whoever. Most likely didn't. It is what it is. Realist vision. Once married, it is not long until in-laws become outlaws. Well said, brother. Good to have you. Mega says psych meds. A lot of women on psych meds. There's men that are on antidepressants too. We're not laying it down to Chinatown that they're 100% to blame. But I just wanted to bring this story up. What is going on in a lot of women's brains? And we all know why men do it, because they don't want the woman to be with somebody else. They don't want to lose her. They don't want to have to deal with this. And so they take the women out, then themselves out. That happens all the time. KL, salute to you, brother. Tell me where you are from. Polska is back. Good to see Polska. Every time I get on your live stream, I never hear from you. You're too busy playing video games. Too much breakup today. Well, it's just easy. I mean, if let's just say this, you're in a relationship with somebody and she doesn't like how you didn't answer her text the right way, she'll break up with you and get on Tinder right then and there. She don't care. Because she knows she's going to have 100 guys swiping on her and wanting to take her out, that weekend, that night. Being on mostly carnivore, I feel very calm and don't let things bother me. All those non-processed chemicals are probably helping big time, John. Little Dead Milkman. I got to play that song someday. Delegation is never the option. Well said. KL's from Georgia. Alpharetta, Perry. What part? I've been to Georgia multiple times. They're very, you know what, Big World? Good to see you, brother. Yes, they seem to be more in the news lately. Maybe I'm on a different frequency, but out here, there's been 3 women that have deleted or had their husbands murder for blank. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't happen as much with women, more so with men, but it is the case. Carnivore keeps us calm. I wish we could all complain to YouTube about shutting Hammer. I could send tons of channels to YouTube to shut down, but they don't. And they don't like men. There's a war on men, even on YouTube and the internet. They don't like men. The manosphere is considered toxic. It's dangerous. Men helping other men. I would rather help a man that's going through a divorce or a separation, not snapping, not taking out other people, so that he is a more productive individual. YouTube doesn't want that. They want men to suffer. Attaboy. Attaboy, Polska. KL's from Griffin, Georgia. Never been there. Nice place, though. Although I'm not a big fan of the airport. That damn place is too big. One time I had to go to Chattanooga, and I was going to have to go all the way to West Virginia and then back to Chattanooga. I'm like, hell that. I just drove in. I flew into Atlanta, stayed the night, drove the 90 miles, was back, and it would probably take me another 8 hours if I would have done that West Virginia airport. What kind of car did you get, Bob? A bitchin' Camaro? Any major brands coming to the tough soon? What's tough? If Hammer would post on X, I bet he would be shut down. Oh, sure. I wonder why we're not. How come nobody is going on X like Tucker Carlson posting a channel? That would be interesting. So, Nar, good to see you, brother. Another OG. MGTOW Phoenix, the sad part of this story is the marriage was never worth saving. She'd already defiled it beyond repair. Absolutely. Bless the guy's heart for wanting to put his family back together. I think we've all been there if we've been through a divorce, sacrificing for the greater good. But yeah, it was already over. It was over probably 3 years before. It was probably over when his youngest is 6, so it'd be probably when she was 2. They sure have, KL. Shut down him again. Arvero back. MGTOW's labeled as abusive. It sure is, man. John, where are you? You're in Atlanta? I don't think you. Question for you, because you're in healthcare. Is the well-known statistic that 1 in 5 people has a diagnosable mental disorder correct? It's higher than that. That's what they want to tell you in the kids today. I'll tell you, when I was in pediatrics, this great little lime seltzer when you're fasting. Well, pediatrics says that 45% of all children between the ages of 7 and 18 years old see a therapist twice a week. That's just kids. So go figure. I would say it's 40%, maybe 50%. Around 75% of self-deletions are by men. Rather than blaming men for everything, perhaps people need to realize many men are targeted and victimized. How can young men meet the modern standards of society? I see what you mean. Yes. Thanks, Mr. You're right. Men are, we're being, there is a target on our backs. City of Boston went on Blue Sky. Good for them. Stay in the liberal echo chamber. Yeah. They don't like what's going on. They don't like that men put their foot down here 3 weeks ago. Del Art, good to see you, brother. And good, smart women put their foot down as well, saying the wackadoodle wokeness is over. Yeah, we started subbing. Okay, you're already there. Gotcha. No on X with. Yeah, I thought you were in Alabama, brother. That's right. I think that would be great. I think we should get away from the tubes. Good to see Europe back in the chat. Men's Health Daily. Good to see you, brother. Guys, check out his channel. He's got some good, funny stuff. Good stuff, too. Brotherhood strong to those. Defeat self-deletion. Well said, Megatron. Stress is the most underrated killer of life. Accept your past and move on. That's all we got. Can't do anything else. Got to accept it. I got a bunch of Trump ornaments for my Xmas tree. I need to order an ornament that says controlling and abusive. I should make something that says, my wife called me abusive and controlling and abusive. Yeah, they're censoring a lot of folks, guys. They're censoring a lot of people. They just don't like the message. That's okay. We're going to keep re-emerging. They delete a channel, a new one will pop. 10 more will pop up. It is very dangerous for a man to fight for a relationship marriage that a woman has already decided to leave. If you let her come back, trust and believe me, she's only coming back to destroy you. Well said, Big Chris. I always figured a woman that says they're not going to divorce and go back is just setting up for plan B, which will be 10 times worse than her initial plan. If she wants to leave, accept it and let her go. You can't save a 304 if she wants to be in the streets. Well said. I did see some Trump ornaments too. I also saw some skateboarding where Pal Peralta has an ornament set like Caballero, Tony Hawk, Mike McGill with the dragons. They look pretty cool. Riggs Jr., watch the stress, Jen. It was turning my facial hair white for a while. You know the best thing you can do outside of stress? Now this sound might be a little too hippie for most people. Go stand in the grass, the bare earth with bare feet for 15 minutes. My son does it, and he's almost off all of his anxiety issues. The natural negative ions from the earth will balance out the positive ions in your body, and it brings a calming effect. It's pretty good. It works for me. I do it every day, even in 30-degree weather. Yeah, it's cold as hell, but I love the benefits. Biden promised not to pardon Hunter. They really have shown their, of course. And those that still support him, I shake my head. I'm standing in the cold night air waiting for my life to return to me. I can barely see straight. Hang in there, brother. A lot of people with mental illness. I think it's more than that. You know, a lot of those studies are skewed too. Radical Rafter, good to see you in the chat. She wants marriage for a reason and a season, not for a lifetime. As long as she can steal your resources, she will stay. Brad pays. There you go, brother. She's in your lifetime for a reason and a season. Ooh, I like that. That's a great deal. I can't even tell if I'm actually saying anything legit right now. You are. Matt's 98. Cold showers are amazing. Well said, bro. That's another great calming. I do cold plunges in my bathtub. I can actually fit in it, but it's a big bath, and I put it's about 39 to 41 degrees, depending on how much ice in it. And I do 11 minutes a week. So absolutely, cold showers are great. Good to have you, brother. I heard Cackles didn't even flip one county from red to blue. She's a joke, and now she's asking people to bail her out. No surprise. Most gals are like that. Usually if a woman says she's not that type or she'll never do that, it's generally the first one that will do what you thought she'll never do. They just expose themselves, right, brother? They expose their game plan, just like the Democrats and the globalists. Lift, not life. Yeah, I think I got that. No worries. Sotnar, you're making more sense than some who super chat. That's the truth. Europe says the best thing men need to learn is your divorce is a blessing in disguise. Be grateful that you're not in jail or home. Absolutely. Greatest thing that's happened to me is the breakup of me and the ex-wife. A lot of growth. Again, I still talk about the fact of kids going back and forth. That is the other flip side, the worst part. But we get through it, and hopefully our relationship after the divorce is even better than it was before, but we do miss out. Somebody needs to veto that pardon immediately. I don't know what's going to happen of that. He said he wouldn't. Again, politicians, if their mouths are moving, they're lying. If their lips are moving. I know some libtards who gave money to BLM. I sent them the links for Cackles wanting more money. They told me to go F off. Well, didn't the lady, the president of BLM, the organizer, didn't she buy like 5 mansions or something like that? And she's out of money. Silly rabbit. Dicks are for chicks. A good stress reliever for me is Cannibal Corpse blasting out of the speakers and lifting. Ooh, you're going back old school. Cannibal Corpse, Exodus, Corrosion of Conformity, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles when they went thrash metal. Riff Rage, good to see you. Man needs to conquer himself first before committing to anything. Pleasure, woman, habits. If these things control you, you're not living. You must have willpower to walk away from anything. That's great advice, Betty. Good to see you. Great advice. The hardest things in this world bring the most satisfaction. The BLM woman bought 5 houses. That is why I said to give They're so stupid. Look, I told my son this the other day. We went and had a dinner on Friday night. And I said, the reason liberals are whacked out is they use their feelings as their guidance system. Whereas we use facts. Let's see, they spin us into oblivion. We're less safe than ever. What would I want going forward? Well, I don't want more of my money taking out to take care of those stupid debts that they've incurred by supporting outside influences. And I want to be safe. And I want you not to go to war. Let me see who I'd like to vote for. Maybe somebody that thinks my way. Realist vision, half of Hollywood are leaving America, now the P. Diddy and Ips. Well, all of these libtards realists that came out for Cackles got the call. Hey, you know what? We'd really like the endorsement for Cackles. We understand if you don't want to do that. But, if you don't do it, we might have to reevaluate your working relationship with Hollywood executives. That's why they do it. Bad Brains, Bad Religion, and maybe some Slayer. I was just listening to Bad Brains this morning, brother. Quickness. It's a great 1989 album. Marriage in 2025 means you will die slowly, day by day, like you have a virus that no doctor can heal. Stay single, stay safe. It's dangerous today. I mean, literally, you're not from a health perspective, being married is dangerous to your health for the majority of men. I didn't say all. It's a big world. I didn't say all. But for the majority of men, it's very difficult. There's a lot of stress. I think every husband has experienced a significant amount of stress, regardless if you have a great marriage or not, or whatnot. It is stressful. A lot of men die early due to heart stress. They have strokes. They have heart attacks. They just can't handle the constant bickering, the constant frustration, and it goes that way. She wants everything but can offer nothing, only negative things like nagging, complaining. A 304 girls' night out, no matter what you tell her, she will say you are controlling and abusive. They want it both ways. I've always said women do not want to be wives, they want to be brides. Brides get all the attention. They look their best as possible that day. They spend a shit ton of money on makeup and hair and nails and photos and jewelry and dresses. They don't want to be the wife, they want to be the bride. They don't want that day to end. California voted George Gascon out of office and put in a strong district attorney to clean it. Well, finally, they have to. I don't know if you've been to LA lately, Big World, but it is a shit show. Even San Diego's got right outside of Little Italy. Lots of homeless, unfortunately. Good to see Jerron Markel. You haven't missed that much, brother. I'm going to link the article of this guy that was deleted by his estranged wife and in-laws because he tried to get her back together. He tried to get his family back together. And he leaves behind two daughters, 10 and 6. And this was done in India. Stop being Captain Save-A-Flow. Rather than taking responsibility, the Democrats are blaming mainstream media for losing because mainstream media were so honest, kind, and supportive to Trump. When in doubt, play the victim out. That's it. And F Biden for pardoning his boy. Yeah, well, it doesn't look good on either of them. Everybody knows. It's like LeBron's kid playing for the Lakers. Everybody knows he has no talent to be on the Lakers. Trogue. Then they do a photo shoot later where they trash the dress in mud. Yes, and they rip it up and burn it. Good to see you, Trogue. Modern women got more red flags than an Asian communist parade. That, my friend, is truth. But that's the reality. I mean, they can't. The liberals don't take accountability for anything. They blame everybody else. Now they're blaming Obama, Big Mike. Who else? They're blaming Oprah. I mean, it's just interesting to see them not take accountability. Oh, they blame Trump too. Well, Trump was campaigning for so long. What does that have to do with anything? Your message, they ran the worst campaign ever. Their strategy was horrible. They had the worst possible candidate. An 8th grader was more competent than she was. We all know why they put her in. She's a DEI-controlled person. Biden's controlled. We know Biden's not running anything. Most likely it's Blinken or Mayorkas. She is a single mother, a 304 by choice. No one forced her to do it. Nate. Good to see Nate. What's your advice on building self-belief when injured? Destroyed my hip, can't lift or ride mountain bikes. Every night you go to bed and you think in your mind, you see yourself. Not you look at your body, you see yourself from your body. You see your hip. as you're seeing your eyes completely healed, walking, running, and lifting. That is exactly how you do it. Your brain will go to great lengths to fix that. Guarantee it. Those that make it through life and these see, what's happening is the pain is good to see SCE blames me. What's happening is the pain and the inadequacy of your hip right now is taking all of your attention. So when you have a little bit of relief at night, when you're going to bed, right that moment, few moments before you go to bed, see yourself as you were before the hip. I got some other techniques. Send me an email, rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. Just like a woman, always someone else's fault. Well said. Red pill channels have been going for 10 plus years now. I'm surprised it's not more mainstream. Well, it's been throttled and censored. That's why. The work still continues. Realist vision, yeah. Biden is not there. He has dementia. It's unfortunate. If he was your grandfather, you would be so embarrassed of what he's doing and how they propped him up. He's an idiot before his dementia, and it is what it is. But the guy's not. He's not there. I saw her speaking. You have the power, and she uses her hands. The liberals are going to try and sabotage everything that they can. Her paychecks are by 5 different baby daddies. Her father is so proud of her 304 daughter. What's your thoughts on Demi Moore? Looks wise as she is. She's not bad looking at 62. I mean, let's be real. I can't stand her voice. Her voice drives me nuts. But for a 62-year-old, she looks pretty damn good. But then again, she's had work done, probably has drunk a lot of adrenochrome and, all that stuff. Matt says, Trump's story is amazing. Never gave up and became president twice. Absolutely. Look at everybody that slated him. All these tech gurus that are right all behind him now. Mark Zuckerberg goes down to Mar-a-Lago after he tried to sabotage him in 2020. All these people are lined up. And a lot of them have said, well, look at Jeff Bezos. Why they're doing it, whatever. But a lot of people look at it and say, no way, this cannot be luck. It can't be luck. He played a good game. Man, look, he's been divorced. He has been bankrupt. He has been shot at. He has been tarred and feathered in the media even before he ran. That guy's got thicker skin than a rhinoceros. Megatron woman plays the blame game and she always wins it. Let her be the stone left unturned. Remember, they're undefeated in the Victim Olympics. Every single one of them, gold medal winner. Do you think the liberals will have their January 6th? Great question, Radical. I think they're too disorganized to do anything now. I mean, everything fell apart November 5th or November 6th at 2 a.m. The work continues. What work? The work to open up her box of Gallo wine? I love that bit where Obama tells Trump he'll never be president. He was pres a few years. Would you vote? I would not vote against Trump. Just saying. The dude is like an anomaly. She's such a 304, Duran. Mainstream media destroyed their credibility when they lied and smeared Trump back in 2016 and 2020. I know they didn't think the American people are going. Long gone is the mainstream media now. Everybody knows it. The black male vote, the Hispanic male vote, the Asian male vote. Males have literally said, F it. We're done with this bullshit. We're done with being lied to. We're done with trying to be the chivalrous people. No, we're standing on our ground. I don't think I could have either, Sia. It's always nothing is said when a 304 deletes a guy that once a guy does the same, he's put on it. Absolutely. I've just go watch 48 hours of all these women that delete their husbands. They get life in prison. They're out in 7 years. It's crazy. Deleting their friggin' husbands. Big world. I don't think he's going to marry her because he's probably worth a shit ton of money. And he knows what happens when you get married. I don't think we can make excuses for Joe. I agree he may be going through early stages of dementia. However, it is wrong to pardon. Sure. But was it him that did it? Right? I just read something that he pardoned, but did he really do it or did he just sign something? Didn't even know what he signed? K-Plan, good to see you, brother. He wears makeup. Well, he's got, I mean, a lot of those guys wear that facial toner and foundation. They have to look a certain part, especially on, I don't know if you've seen, but definition television, all of those dudes wear makeup. Bill O'Reilly, Joe Rogan, not Joe, maybe Joe Rogan does a little, probably not Joe, but you know, a lot of these Fox News guys, CNN, they all wear makeup just because the lights and cameras on them. If they don't, it doesn't look good. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. We know he gets spray tans. We know that. They're never going to repeal that, John Markell. The only way that would be repealed is if the country broke up into 3 different countries and the conservative part says we are going back to creating our own constitution, which says the only people that can vote are those that work hard and have homes. Alucard 1776, good to see you. There's another one. Phil Hartman's wife on head meds deleted him and herself. A very famous couple. I miss Phil Hartman. Remember when he did Sassy? Go look up Sassy for you youngsters. Phil Hartman, Sassy. He is the captain of USS Sassy, and he'll live in Sassy Land. It's got Christian Slater. It's funny. Lori Vallow deleted her. There you go. And 2 kids, and more to come. What about Jodi Arias? Deleted her husband. Or her boy. Was it her fiance or her husband? Can't remember. But still. Now, she's probably out. TV lights wash you out bigly, even worse when you are. Yeah, that's probably why. I mean, you don't want some decrepit-looking rhinoceros, so he's got to at least look some. I love his hair. His hair reminds me of James Trafficant. Remember that wacko? But I think James Trafficant wore a toupee. Was he from Chicago or Ohio? I can't remember. He was in prison running. He won from prison. Yeah, Jodi Arias. There's another wacko. But again, most women that delete their husbands get national attention. Another form of attention. Think about that. Phil, yes. Adrian, well said. We're good to have you. Phil Hartman is great. Now we're going to take this refuse and we're going to put it in a paper bag and, oh, I didn't do it right. Let me do it again. That is a great skit. I love watching old Phil Hartman. He also does a great Phil Donahue. He actually does it on why women subject themselves to abuse. And it's all about these women that are literally, they just deal with these retarded men that are just jerks. Why would you stay with him after he sold you to a Saudi Arabian king, wrecked your car, and put you in a coma? Because I love him. He takes that microphone and hits his head. You guys got to watch it. Just Google old Phil Hartman. Why do women subject themselves to these mean, nasty men? Men good, women bad. Or women good, men bad. So that is reality. Marriage is very difficult. Divorce is even worse. Divorce is deadly. Marriage is deadly. Relationships are deadly. You know what? Let's talk about those that are dating married women or single mothers that are most likely divorced. Do you know for sure that they are divorced? They could be separated. Where she kicked the guy out and the rejection to the guy, he wants her back. He finds out she's dating, he's going to flip a switch. The burning bed, Farrah Fawcett was in it, burned her husband alive in bed because he was abusive. Well said, Trog. That and what's the other one? Fatal Attraction. About the woman, more aggression and no accountability. That's a bad recipe for bad things. Well said, Sia. Yeah. They get less. Again, it's a double standard. A man deletes his ex or his wife, goes to prison, most likely gets the death sentence. A woman does it, she's out in 15 years. I just don't understand. Marriage is no longer a logical thing to do in this climate. Young men should be taught around the risks and the very small chance of it working long term. Well, there should be warning labels on marriage licenses before you sign it. Signing this could potentially be fatal. We know signing this could potentially lose all of your kids, your assets, your status, your home. You could end up in a car, in a gutter. You could be enforced and your paychecks garnished by the state and the federal government. But men love the fantasy of being married to a woman and making banana pancakes and making Alfredo pasta and calling her from the road home. Hey, honey, what can I get at Costco or Walmart? Should I pick up a pizza? I know because I was married for 20 years. And we had good times, we had bad times. But as Billy Bob Thornton says in Landman, we had a horrible marriage with brief moments of joy. Isn't that the greatest? He said it yesterday. Watch Landman. It's like the next Yellowstone, but it's got Billy Bob Thornton's quite good. And he said that because he's divorced, and now the ex-wife who's divorcing the new husband is coming back for Billy Bob Thornton. And she's like, I want you back. I'm going to divorce this new guy. Good to see Hedek in the chat. And he's like, we had a horrible marriage. You divorced me. We had a horrible marriage amidst brief moments of joy. Brilliant. It's an act of war for the system to incentivize the women to destroy men's lives. When will enough be enough? That is a question only the hardworking tax-paying man of the society can answer. Big Chris, you're not mistaken, brother. Big World, you know what? There's always an exception to the rule, and I think it's great if a marriage works for you. I would not want to see that go the other way. But again, down the road, female nature is going to rear its head. Now, hopefully, she's a lot more calmer. Terry Hatcher is complaining men don't want to date her. Apparently, she was on dating apps, Trove, and got kicked off. Delart, 10 to 15 seconds of pleasure is not worth all the outcomes with modern women in today's society. You're not mistaken, brother. XRP is burning and killing it. Well, hold on here. We're going to see some changes. But it's been a good market. Entering the golden age. Bill Burr mentions, says Arvero, is this the line where I can lose half my shizzle? Would I date Angela? No, she's too crazy. And she cut her breasts off before she even had potential cancer because her mom died of apparently breast cancer. Rest in peace to her mother, but she prevented it by doing that. Very interesting. Good to have you back home and safe and sound, Sotnar. When you say brief moments of joy, it's funny. That's what he said yesterday. Landman. We had a horrible marriage with brief moments of joy. I think that sums up most men that have been divorced. She is an absolute blank. No, not great. That chick is like Delilah. She's literally a modern day Jezebel. That's who I would see as Gavin Newsom is the modern day Satan, Lucifer, the devil. Angelina Jolie would be a modern day Jezebel. Am I right or am I right? Skip the marriage, just find a woman that hates you and give her half your shit. It might be cheaper. Yeah. Is this where I give you half your shit? Half my shit? I heard Billy Corgan say that, Mysterio. She didn't have breast cancer, Jerome Markel, but she did have a mastectomy in preparation that she might have it because it was genetic. So she had her breasts removed and obviously put in prosthesis. Don't want to say implants. Implant is a derogatory term. Prosthetic breasts would be the correct terminology. Mysterio says Terry Hatcher. She's not too bad looking. She was good in Desperate Housewives, but I don't know. She's got that annoying voice too. They all have that annoying voice. You know that voice I'm talking about? Trog says there's a video of her talking about it. Most likely. I guarantee that this whole Hollywood media entertainment empire is literally like Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's movie. They do weird shit. They eat each other's blood. They do wacko, goofy rituals, seances, devil worshiping rituals, sacrificial, whatever they sacrifice. They do some gnarly stuff. I literally believe when people say, Rad, if you play that record backwards, this was in the 80s, you could play a record backward and you hear like AC/DC, Back in Black, and be like, Satan is your father, or something like that. But I guarantee that shit's real. I mean, there is a darkness in this world. That's what I'm talking about, Vero. That nasal voice, that just annoying voice. Or the rough voices, like Pink. Her voice, oh, so annoying. The Shining, great movie. Kubrick, I like Kubrick. He did the movie of the moon landing. Go figure. I respect Trump for stepping up at this point in his life. It is difficult to manage the woke brigade. As a regular person, their toxicity will be on steroids. Fired at Trump. He doesn't care. The greatest thing is he gets to make the calls and the decisions now. He's going to lead this country, hopefully in the right way. He's got a huge agenda in front of him. We have a better advantage and a better leverage as men with Trump leading than cackles. Would you agree? People say, Trump's not going to fix it. He's going to try to fix the shit that's broken. Will he prevail? We hope he does. And he has the ability of the House and the Senate and to get his agenda passed. But are there going to be rhinos that are going to block him? Most likely. Big world of Scientology. I have not seen Scientology here. I'm sure there are. Brandon Trubla, good to see our brother Brandon. Demons walk along. They walk among us, brother. Good to see you. I was on your stream earlier today. Just didn't have any time to comment. I hate when women talk in baby voices. They are children with breasts. You're not mistaken, Mr. Rafter. Rad, your annoying voice means the voice on the women is sort of smoker's masculine. Think Pacino. Pacino. I saw a video of him walking the other day. I don't know where it was at. Hollywood, Beverly Hills. And he's all old and, hey, how you doing? Hey, that Pacino voice. Can you imagine hanging out with him? What? You call him on the phone. Hey, is this Al? Who's this? Yeah, what? Jolie had a vial. Yes, I remember they both wore vials of blood. I think Billy Bob got the hell away from her very quickly when he realized after 3 months of nailing the Pugnani, she was doing weird rituals on him. I bet they were cutting each other and stuff like that. They raided, yes, you're absolutely right, brother. Rules for thee, but not for me, right? Rules for thee, but not for me. Men need to understand the situation is fully hopeless. Every alpha male talking about the society is single. 6-pack, 6 figures, nothing matters now. Just live your life and forget women. Well said, Betty. I think there's some weird shit that goes on. Well, look at the Diddy stuff. Right? I mean, then you had, all that stuff. There's weird stuff. Goes back for generations. Look at Samuel Goldwyn Mayer. That family was whacked. I just found out that Cole Hauser, who plays Rip, is it Rip? What's his name in Yellowstone? Rip somebody. Cole Hauser. He's the tough guy that basically is John Dutton's, Kevin Costner's right-hand man. His family is the Paramount family, or Warner. Warner Brothers. His great-grandfather started Warner Brothers. Crazy. Do you guys remember, I don't know if you remember this, but movie theaters, every movie company, Samuel Goldwyn Mayer, what's the other one? Warner Brothers or another one, but they all made their own movies on their own lots and played them in their own theaters. So if you wanted to see a movie made by another theater, you'd have to go to their theater. Why do I know this? I was a film major, my friends. High school and early college. Every married man I know is meek and mute. Well, he doesn't want to say anything anymore because he knows the gauntlet will come down. Diddy sure knows how to use baby oil. Well, I blame myself. I thought I'd found one, introduced her to my friends, and guess what? Transpired. I still don't hate women from here on out. Fruits, vegetables, purified water. There you go, brother. Sometimes it takes us a while to learn from that, Brian. Good to have you. If Hunter was an airport manager in Little Rock, the ATF would have ventilated him for a blank charge. You're not wrong, Brandon Trueblood. There's always a narrative for a 304 to kill, to delete men, talking about deleting a man and plotting to. Well, yeah, they're always the ones that are, he was abusive, he was hurting me, I was scared, it was self-defense. It's always self-defense. Realist says, Elon's trolling the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. It's hilarious. The British government has released blank offenders from prison to make room for people who make nasty tweets. I can't, I got to see the UK. That guy's, he just needs to go the way of the dodo. Godfather Ramadi, good to see you. Billy Bob got Jolie in her prime. If she was too out there for him, she gave him no kids. Brad Pitt got served. Yeah, Brad Pitt came in, save a hoe. He did get her like 25 years old, right? And he was what, 45? Or like 17 years older? Metro Goldwyn Mayer. There you go. Ed says, why do it again when it'll be the same thing with a different or worse result? It's time to protect ourselves, gents. Well said. Good to see our brother Ed. Hope you're doing well. Big World, Skull and Bones, Secret Society, George Bush, John Kerry, Al Gore. George Bush, there's a joke when he was running against Al Gore. I'll ream you like I reamed Al Gore. They do some really weird stuff in that little group, apparently. Trump will get 60% done. He can't get 100, too much opposition. Geez, if he can get 40% done. It's always self-defeat, especially when men are sleeping. Of course. Poor England and Englandistan. There you go. MGM had the roaring lion. Still got it. UK has legalized blank. Interesting. I've been to Hawaii 4 times. Once on the honeymoon in Maui, or in Kauai and Honolulu, and the rest to Maui with the kids. I liked it, but I like Mexico better. It's a long flight there. I think Mexican beaches are better. It's similar. It's cheaper. I'm not ever going back to Hawaii. I've already been there 4 times. Don't care. I never considered Diddy a musician. He was just a hack who always rocked around with his mouth open. Guy's an idiot. He's the village idiot, basically. He was, whatever happened to the people that he was with or that he did to other kids was done to him. Do you even know of a memorable P. Diddy song? I'm not into rap, but I can tell you Snoop Dogg songs off The Chronic, Warren G, Snow, Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was a pop star. I wouldn't call him. He was big when I was just going in freshman year of high school. It depends. I like ribeye, marbleized ribeye, Mysterio. But sometimes I do like a sirloin. I love Trump, but he will get 70%, I think. Way too much opposition. Still, let's be positive in terms of what he gets done instead of getting nothing done when he didn't have support. No hymen, no diamond. Depart from me, you shameless, wicked 304s. A lot of them don't have hymens anymore, unfortunately. There are a percentage of women that do. They're very rare. If you find one, we need to study them. Identity versus accomplishments. Let's see what the D can do. Well, this is his time to shine, brothers. As much as I hate Sharia law, but when I see it being implemented in the pockets, I see it as an upgrade. It's the opposite of feminism, isn't it? They were all other people's music. Man, if you look at who Diddy has had deleted from this world, apparently Jamie Foxx drank a specific pill that ends in IDE, and that is why he was in, because he was going to expose. And some other guy who, Cyanide. The dude, he's been involved in Michael Jackson, Prince's, Aaliyah's, Biggie, Tupac. The dude's bad news. Or him and his gang, whoever's in it. Not a big fan of Marshall Mathers. Respect the fact that he came out of the ghetto, but he's a total libtard. Snow was big time when I was 20. Snow, remember him? Informer. Informer. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's an interesting. He was at Diddy parties. You know who I respect? Ice Cube. He didn't go. I like Ice Cube. Today was a good day. Didn't have to use my AK. I listen to Kenny G. How did you know that? And beef empanadas, especially from Venezuelan restaurants, are damn good with the picante. You have to do the picante. There's no salsa in Colombia or Venezuela or pico de gallo. That's Mexican. There's only picante, green or red. I laughed my ass off when the lefties lost their shirt over blank. Blank is right about women. You have to keep them. Unfortunately, they have to be disciplined. Rad, don't you think you look younger than him? Our parents were 30 years ago. Yes, I think we look better. I think we look younger. Sales is about directness and confidence. And yeah, you got to be likable. You have to build relationships of trust. They got to like you. You got to ask them about their lives and what they're into. Find out about your prospects' likes before you even visit them. If they're a Kansas City Chief fan, talk about the Chiefs on your first call. Let them remember you. Megatron, Informer was a really weird, it was like a reggae, rap, pop. It was wacky. Yeah, Feminem. I don't know anything by him. My name is. It's got a couple catchy ones, but it is what it is. Lick boom. What about Shaggy? Remember Shaggy? The great white Jamaican rapper. Snow, says Godfather. Well said. The baby oil industry is crying. They're making no money anymore because there's no Diddy party. You're probably right. Rumors Diddy and his kids did Justin Bieber. Yeah, most likely. I felt bad for that Bieber kid. He was abused. If you and your ex switched jobs, if you played with time, would you be no, I can't. I couldn't stand that. I would be a horrible nurse. Sean Paul. He's a white Jamaican rapper. Good to see Christian. Eminem is a joke. Snow was Canadian. Well said. Who's the other guy? Rob Bass. Remember Rob Bass? Creepy Robster. Good to see you. Mr. Bombastic. Good to see you, Christian. All is good, man. Shaggy. Is he still around? We can't forget Coolio. Rest in peace. To the extreme, I'll rock a mic like a candle, light up the stage, walk the stage like a vandal. Is that what it goes? Oh man, we played that. Dude, Ice was huge. Those 90 to was it? Yeah, 1990 to like 93. He was screwing Madonna. He was in movies, and then he let it all go down. Humpty from Digital. Yes, he did pass. My name is Humpty. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. How do you make that rhyme? Shaggy's a Gulf War vet. Good. Oh, that's great to hear. Shaggy, not Scooby. That would be who sang Scooby Snacks? I can't. I know who sang it. Remember Scooby Snacks? Hurricanes for 300 Trebek. Gangsta's Paradise, MC Hammer. MC Hammer lost a lot of money too. Too much information. There you go. A lot of false alligator stories, huh? They all screwed Madonna. Now he's smart as hell. He runs this financial site. He fixes up mansions and sell them. I listened to a couple of him on, he's not a dipshit. They all screwed. Fresh was Canadian. His hit song was Let Your Backbone Slide, Fresh West. I didn't know. Fun-loving criminals, that's it. I didn't know Fresh West, Mysterio. Too much false alligator stories in Norway. What happens? Do they just take the guy, Christian, and put him in jail? House of Pain. What's House? Was it House of Pain or who's the other one? House of Pain and the other. They had that weird style of sound. Cops are going on men hard, my dudes. But be careful out there, especially you, brother. We used to watch cartoons. I don't do anymore. The only cartoon I watch is Beavis and Butthead. Maybe Ren and Stimpy. Anybody remember the cover Coolio did, A Fantastic Voyage? Yes. Flavor Flav is the biggest joke with his triple extra watch. I saw him on the it was in Vegas. I saw Mike Tyson in Vegas 10 years ago at the rental counter. I go, hey, Mike. And he goes, I said, Iron Mike. And he gave me, hey, man. Something like that. I can't remember, but it was cool. But I saw Shock G. Yeah, it's just unfortunate what happened. So is Prince and so is Michael Jackson. Madonna's nasty today. But I saw Snoop Flavor Flav that weekend. There was something going on. It was 2014. Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly's another one. And he was on the subway or the whatever, the train to the baggage carousel. They aren't victims, they sold their soul. And I saw him with his clock and I go, yeah, boy, don't believe the hype. And he goes, yeah, boy. And he gave me a fist bump. Boy, he's a short little guy too. Madonna did hit the wall hard, yos. Yes, we are going to see two of them, Christian, two of them. Beavis and Butthead are the best, and I like Marvel. That a boy. Ren and Stimpy was awesome. Growing up, we used to watch, Saturday cartoons. It's what you want. There's no cable. There you go, Troy. Yeah, boy. Don't believe the hype. What time is it? Madonna and J-Lo, they do look like Transformers. Who knows? They might be. He talks smack on John Wayne. I don't know what he said, Brandon. I'd like to hear what he said. But, yeah, I mean, Chuck D was Public Enemy. Let's be real. Shamrocks and Shenanigans, another House of Pain. House of Pain. And then didn't he go on and become Everlast and sing some, slower stuff? I flavor my rock. It's interesting. I love jasmine and basmati rice. And I put soy sauce. I could eat it just with soy sauce. It's really good. Yeah, I met him in Vegas, John. He was on the train going back. I think he was riding the train waiting for somebody to come in, and nobody really recognized him. He was wearing his Boston Celtics with a big clock. He always wears a clock, and he's dark as a dark black man. He had a Boston Celtics hat, easily recognizable, and people weren't recognizing him. It was the weirdest thing. Cher has had a lot of work done, but she's got a 40-year-old boyfriend. I don't know. That box has got to be destroyed, though. Yeah, I've heard that song, Godfather. That's a cool song. Beware of the Hypergamy. Yeah, he did that What It's Like, that slower song, but he's from House of Pain. Cypress Hill, that's the other band I was thinking. Pam Anderson lives about 30 miles from me. She doesn't wear makeup anymore. I do appreciate it about her. Don't have kids with her, Christian, whatever you do. I met Benzino when I did background on Love and Hip Hop. Very emotional, angry guy. Interesting. In the 90s, I loved to watch Ninja Turtles, and while watching, I was eating a double extra pizza. Oh, I love Donatello and Michelangelo. I saw the Ninja Turtles, one of their last in 1991 in Venezuela. I saw it in Spanish. It was great. Prodigy, not too bad. I think John likes Prodigy. Nobody celebrates family and tradition anymore. Families going, yeah, unfortunately, families are being broken up. Europe, you're not wrong, man. I don't want to say that for fear of potential retribution. One more facelift, Cher going to have a goatee. Yep. Magic, Mr. Hemi, good to see you. Magic Nose Goblins. Who do you think is causing all this hate to men in the West? Because men in the East don't seem to be going through this and their marriages are more successful. Media, hive mind. Well said, brother. That's who we wanted back in the office. Raphael, you like Raphael? He was funny. Do you know that the cult were bigger than GNR? Yes. Did you know that GNR opened up for the cult in 1986? They played small clubs then. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. That's right. Wouldn't even make a difference if that idiot rotates spewing nonsense. The fact is that the Rockefellers disputing more on the distribution. Yeah, they're probably part of it. Rothschilds, Rockefellers. Wow, $400 a kid, huh? There's people here that pay $700 a kid, if not more. Cher isn't. She hasn't aged because she's had so much work done. She might not even be Cher anymore. She might just be a clone of Cher. Oh, they were in the PS1 game. Gotcha. Yep, a lot of that going on, Trog. China and South Korea have the feminists now. South Korea, apparently, they got that 4B movement that came over here when Trump won. It's funny that Eminem embarrassed back in 2018. He's just a very he was what do you expect? He was raised by a single mother. They probably lived off the government. Don't forget hits from The Bang, The Bong, another Cypress Hill fave. There you go. Trump's just they paid Eminem. The Harris campaign paid him $1.8 million to endorse her. That makes no sense. She is not yours. She is everyone's turn. Your turn means you are just in a prom scene. Well said. And in 2025, it means women blank men. I'm not going to disagree with that. There are some women, 98% are not recommended. There is a 1 to 2% that are decent women. But they're also women. They also have female brains, fight female biology, but they're a little bit more easier to work with than the majority. You have to ask yourself, do I want peace, quiet, and freedom? And if a woman isn't a part of that equation, good for you. Peace, quiet, and freedom means no marriage, no cohabitation, no baloney, whacked out chemical thinking that you are in romantic love. It means not paying for anyone's bills. It means coming together. If you like somebody, it's not crazy, and you can have a dinner and maybe watch a movie and smash and go home and hang out with your friends for the next week. That's what it means. Jonathan Nobleway. Yes, we do not want anyone to get married and have kids, especially in today. Now, if you're going to marry, I hope you found a 1 to 2%. Watching classic movies. Go watch Three Amigos, and the word will be whiskey. Whiskey. Do you guys have beer? We have a tequila. It's like a Mexican beer. Okay, we'll have 3 of those. Oh, wow, they're little mini beers. The Three Amigos for 300 Trebek. Trog says, why marry a disposable lady? Women in the 80s and 90s were, I felt, a little bit more ethical, more moral, well, less transparent. How about that? But there's still the female brain. I did see the GNR open for the cult. Wow. Dude, that is dope, man. That was the Electric Tour, I believe. All right. I won't look at my text. Three Amigos is that movie with the singing bush. It's when they go to... It's got Steve Martin, Martin Sheen, and is it Chevy Chase? No, not Martin Sheen. Martin, the other guy, Martin Short. And I think Chevy Chase. She is a female. If you look at the word female, you will recognize she is 90% a man and 10% a woman. Most are. Yeah, that was great. Do you have anything besides Mexican food? The word will be whiskey. Oh, those old... Steve Martin is great. The Jerk was a great movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobile was awesome. John Candy, great Canadian bacon, man. He was great. Will marriages evolve from how they are today, which is still problems, do us an marriage? I don't know if there's still people that are going to marry, but I don't think it's as. I think there needs to be a different way moving forward. I think that traditional marriage has run its course. I think there has to be built-in protections from legal and governmental situations. Any likable man, smart, that sees the reality of what marriage can and can't do would probably not take the deal. The Continental, Christopher Walken's great too. Yeah, of course. Men are leaving women because they're going Skittles. No, they're not. Tijuana Mimosas, Modelo and Pacifico. John Candy was great. Wagons East. Uncle Buck was great. Brandon. The Tubman 608 with little balls. I bet Cher puts out. She's like the ultimate princess, like Queen Sloat. She's the Queen 304. Men and women are different. Men give up happiness for their family. We sacrifice, correct? Women give up family for happiness. Understand this, and your life will make a lot more sense. The majority of women, 98%. Well said, Europe. I have not seen that show, Creepy Robsta. I think Chevy Chase is 80 years old. Boy, he was great in Christmas Vacation. All the vacations were great. And Fletch. Yeah, those are some good movies. A little Jean-Claude Van Damme in there. Yeah, rest in peace. That's cool. There was a couch from Uncle Buck. Stripes, Bill Murray. That's a great movie, too. Bill Murray's another one of my favorite actors. She's so weird. She's so the Darjeeling Limited, This Life Aquatic, Rushmore. Good stuff. Yeah, they all do something, man. They all do something, Mysterio. I would argue that the rise of Skittles' mindset could be attributed to the way that women have treated men for the past 50 years. Well said, David Smith. A lot of them get tired of men, so they're like, I want to be in a relationship, so they'll choose their dog or a woman. Simple as that. I think Puff Daddy is getting Puff Daddied. He is a lefty like all of them, unfortunately. JC from Texas, good to see you, brother. Cool Runnings was good. Caddyshack was great. Used to watch SCTV. There you go. Groundhog Day is one of the best. One of the best. We used to, when we were skateboarding in high school, we'd have fake names. My fake name was Ned Ryerson. He was the guy, he was the salesman in Groundhog Day. What's your name? Ned Ryerson. Where do you live, Ned? Beaverton. Okay, don't be skating around. I'm going to write your name down. It's hard to believe that men in positions of power have allowed the establishment to be turned against them. It doesn't make sense. It's like canceling sports and only letting people dance. Truth. It's in the hole. How about when they cleared the pool and he ate the baby Ruth? Most women set out to try to change a man, and when they have changed him, they do not like him. Of course, they don't like him before. They don't like him after. You can't win. Accept that. You're not. I got a buddy that's married, and he keeps trying to use his male brain on his wife who doesn't put out. Ain't gonna work, brother. I think the 80s were the most fun because they were the most diverse in terms of technology innovation. I think the music was more diverse than anything else. I think in the 70s, you had R&B, you had blues, you had funk and rock. That's it. And then come the 80s, you got electronic music, you've got industrial, digital, Pet Shop Boys, all the way to Motley Crue, glam metal, and then Guns N' Roses came out. They're their own brand of music. Then you had grunge. Grunge started not in 1990. It started in like 88, 87. I saw the Melvins. I saw Mudhoney, Tad, 1988. So you just had a lot of different things. You had a lot of technical revolution. Computer. Cars got different. People do not have fun in communist countries. They survive. Yeah. They survive to eat another day. I think the 80s were the greatest for me. It's where I found my identity, became skating, got girlfriends, bought my own car, fixed my own car. They care about themselves and mind their own business. Well said. Disco. Yeah, I forgot disco. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ha, ha, ha. ABBA. How cold does Utah get? Right now it's 35 degrees. I think we've been below zero since I've been here. Maybe one time it was -5. Usually it's the lowest. It goes down to like 10 or 12. Yep, I agree with that. The Big Lebowski, another good film. I guess Iron Man wasn't Iron Teeth. He wasn't. Like most grunge was around long before. Yeah. Might have been a man that Tad. When your wife asks for money or a left, tell her you have a headache, love his heart, not his bank account. Real hard for women to love the heart. They love the bank account. Yeah. It's our biological operating system. It's a lot of increase, brother. The 70s had some good music. Europe liked the 90s the most. 90s had some weird bands. Good bands. Dancing Queen, like Seven Mary 3, like Eve 6, like Harvey Danger, like who else? Crazy Town, Lit. Near the In-N-Out Burger, shut the F up, Donnie. Donnie, shut the F up! Remember Jesus with his bowling ball? Shaun of the Dead, there you go. Let's see. Are there any modern relationships that are working like marriage? Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. There you go. They're still married. Or they're not married. They're still together. Soundgarden, STP, Alice in Chains, Sublime, Odd, lead singers die. Oh, look at Mark from Screaming Trees. I nearly lost you. That was a great song. He died young. I think he died a couple years ago. 58, I believe. Is it Mark Lassiter? I saw them a couple times. Yeah, Screaming Trees was big. Late 80s. They actually started getting big around 86. A burger with fries menu got more value than her OnlyFans account. There's nothing wrong with burgers and fries. Some nice onions, nice American cheese. Alice in Chains, yeah, they all die. Manasseh, good to see you. Casey and the Sunshine Band. Mother Love Bone. You guys know that the modern day Pearl Jam is Mother Love Bone when Andrew died. Andrew died and they found Eddie Vedder and Mother Love Bone became Pearl Jam. The original Pearl Jam is Mother Love Bone. Kevin Smith, all right. I've seen a few of his movies. He's an interesting, Clerks was cool. What's the one with Ben Affleck and the Mallrats is okay. He's got an interesting humor. Good to see BJ back in the chat. Jerry Cantrell, I like Jerry. If you think about it, he's half the vocals of Alice in Chains. I saw them play 2 years ago with the new guy, the black guy. He's good too. Their new stuff's pretty good. Very few bands can get a new lead singer and do all right. But the fact that Jerry was backup vocals, you still get that classic Alice in Chains sound. Buckcherry, I like Buckcherry. I saw them open up for Kiss. Crazy Bitch, Lit. They have that one Simp song that got really big. Kevin Smith's the other lib. Well said, David. Most of these lib men hate themselves. They probably sit down to pee. You're not wrong, Europe. Was written by a woman. Is Kevin Simp, he's massive liberal now. He probably stumped for, I could see him stumping for Bernie, actually. But, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Silent J and Bob Strife. I don't know. It didn't do anything for me when I saw it. I can appreciate the filmmaking and the different type of filmmaking, but yeah, I was never into it. $20 burger. There's some good burgers out here. You can get for like 12, 14 bucks that are a nice, decent meal. They're up $4 or $5 from where they were pre-pandemic. But I do like me an In-N-Out burger, animal style. I like some gourmet burgers that are, like Dick's Burgers up in Seattle, Burgerville up in the Northwest is really good. Terry Hatcher ain't dating. She got kicked off the dating apps. Chasing Amy was a good one. Yeah, Dogma wasn't too bad either. I think he just came out with a film, or he's coming out with one in the next little bit. It's Cheaper to Keep Her is the biggest simp song. It belongs in the Hall of Fame. That sounds like a country song. It's cheaper to keep her with my boots and my Heineken, my Bud Light and my guitar again. Cheaper to keep her. Yeah, she'll get divorced just like Jordan Peterson's kid. There are successful marriages. They're very rare, though. What defines success? Longevity? Happiness? The successful marriages, I think, are the folks that are like 95 years old, the husband dies, and 3 days later, the wife dies. That would, to me, would be a very successful marriage, built on love, trust, companionship, loyalty, and things like that. But we don't know what their beginning marriage was like. I'm sure they went through a lot of ups and downs, but in the end, their vintage love turned into a very classic love story, and they both died 2 hours apart or 2 days apart. You'll hear that story sometime this year or in the first part of the year. Someone been married 74 years and they died within 10 minutes. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. I can't respect men who marry single mothers. Well, let's just let's remove the man and woman from the situation. But what are you going to get if you marry a single mother? You're going to be last again. You're going to be last because the kid and the next baby daddy will come before you, regardless of the sex, regardless of she makes you food. You're going to be last. The commie coast is all the blue states. Successful first marriages are very rare. Can we actually define gray marriages as success? It depends on what we consider success. I mean, in a marriage, the man loses a lot. And I don't want to say lose is a bad word, but the man sacrifices more for the happiness of his wife, right? Would you agree? That's really how marriages last or can endure longer periods of time if the man just gives up. All right, whatever. I'll work harder and I'll pay whatever credit card bill comes my way. I'll do what you want. We'll go where you want to eat. We'll go where you want on vacation. So is that success? Probably not. But it'd be good to have what a definition of success would be. My friend went through a divorce and his wife went out partying wearing a banner saying, "Just divorced," and she made the process hell. Ha! They're having divorce parties now where they're bigger than wedding parties. It just, you have to look at what's going on. You have to remove the problem with young men, and I try to get this across to my boys, and even men that are my age that get divorced and remarry, you have to look at behind the fantasy. What is the reality? Expensive, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. It's extremely expensive and potentially fatal. You could die of a heart attack. You get deleted. You could be stolen. In marriage, there is no success. Female nature is only seeing what benefits her. She will stay with you till you die. If you can provide her for extremely good, she's using you. That's the truth. Again, women want to be brides, not wives. You're not wrong, Europe. Just seems modern women don't like men. A lot of them don't. I'd say the majority. What's the best cheeseburger you've had in Utah? A place called Lucky 13. It's down by the baseball stadium for the Salt Lake Bees. Very good. 15, 16 bucks a burger. Big old burgers stacked with all sorts of condiments. On her divorce cake, she is kicking his ass. Well, then they go home to Fido the dog, right? They can snuggle with him. If a woman, by and large, doesn't believe in the wedding vows, then what is the point? There you go. Great question, Creepy. Gone fishing. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. If you go through a divorce, you're selling your PlayStation. Unless you really want kids, I guess marriage is obsolete. Yeah, that's probably the only reason one would get married, but you have the potential of losing your kids to a court system or a child custody visitation schedule. That's what they're called. Visitation schedules. No man needs the leech nature of a woman. Left alone, a man creates greater things. Some of the greatest inventions were created by Nikola Tesla, Howard Hughes, guys that never married. They were weird, but they never married. Fresh and local when I go out. That sounds good. I'm fasting. I'm on my second 24-hour. So there you go. The best burger is if you can eat your burger without a nagging wife. Your food will not taste good if you have no that. You're 100% right. Wonder if our taste buds function less if we're under stress. That would be you know what? When I was going through the divorce and all the shit that was happening, food didn't taste very good. Could have been my attention was on my emotional state versus the physical state. But I think there's something to it. Taste buds and stress. Taste buds and, trauma. Do they taste good? What do you guys think? If you've gone through some difficult times, did the food taste good? Eminem's a total sellout. I don't like his music. I mean, there's a couple songs that are poppy. I've never owned one thing by him. I've always thought he was a weird dude, and I respect his talent, but you don't have to like everything. The lack of appetite can play a role too. Yeah, well said, Arvero. Yeah. Well said. But the reality is women have deleted their husbands or estranged husbands with the help of their in-laws. Go figure. We have taste buds down below. That's why it burns after. Interesting. I had no idea. I know our gut, our belly is the second brain. Our calf muscle is the second heart. That's how our blood cleans itself. But I had no idea that we have taste buds down below. Is Prince Harry getting a divorce? He married a divorced woman. He had the curiosity of that Meghan Markle, who I don't find very attractive. You couldn't eat for weeks either, huh? Only small snacks. I drank a lot of soda pop, Diet Mountain Dew. That's all I couldn't really eat that much. It could have been lack of appetite, as Arvero talks about. I don't believe in the Skittles being pushed on the kids either. I think that's completely wrong. It's basically for narcissistic adults that want attention from others because their kids are Skittles. A lot of these parents, like that I Am Jazz, apparently the mother loved the attention she got from the TV show. And apparently that little boy is really confused about life and has struggled the whole time with surgeries, mental, got really fat. And the woman and the mother just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Why? Because a mother can talk that their kids is Skittles and gets attention. Victim, again, another victimhood thinking mentality. A woman gets divorced, she's a victim because her husband was controlling and abusive and controlling. So she gets the sympathy of others. Oh, he was such an asshole. He was a jerk. Oh, so was mine. Come to our wine event tonight. Our women in business event. Come to our Utah Women's Business Gala. Again, attention. He's leaving me. Attention. Everything is for attention. Diet Dr. Pepper is good too. They try. Sometimes they try. Christian. Let's see. Prince Harry getting divorced would be the best thing for him. He was doing well until he got with, look at his whole family fell apart. The royal family by marrying a woman. That is that not a financial loss? He's lost his status, whatever they label him, prince or whatever, heir to the throne. I don't know what the hell. I know he's lost something. They 86'd him out of some hierarchical the hierarchy of the royal family. So he's lost some sort of status there. He's probably not on the payroll anymore. Apparently, they weren't going to pay for his housing wherever he's living in the States. Those who drink wine. Remember, Megatron, wine is not considered alcohol to women. It's bougie. I agree with that statement. There's only two. But that's reality. I mean, he's lost a lot. A royal, one would have thought the guy came out of the royal army in Britain. Apparently he did some tours in Afghanistan with his contingent. You know, respect. I mean, he was on the battlefield. He was probably protected like nobody's business. I know there was some Taliban drug lord that was trying to get him. They had a hit out on him. And then apparently the royals said, we're not paying for your place. That's why they got some Netflix show to bring in the millions. And again, his wife is a B TV star. So, but he was abusive and controlling. My question to her is, if he was so evil, why didn't you leave him? Why'd you have 4 kids with him? I know this gal from college. She's married, had 4 kids, 23 years married. I go, when did you know he was like this? Oh, before we got married. Why'd you marry him? I don't know. I was in it. All the announcements were out, blah, blah, blah. And I go, so you had a kid. Yeah, what was he like after the kid? He was the same. Why'd you have 3 more kids with him? Why'd you have 4 kids with this guy? Something's not adding up, folks. But I guarantee she liked the attention of being his wife. Probably could talk to other women her age. Didn't want to be a single mother. Who knows? Prince Cuck. Prince Harry. Who really believes that Prince Harry's father, Charles, is his dad? He doesn't look like the other boy. Prince Cuck. Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's been literally on a leash. A prince, potential prince of England, is on a leash. What does that tell you, folks? Even the biggest, most famous men in this world have been on leashes. Brad Pitt married Angelina Jolie. She was basically a single mother. She had adopted already 2 kids. Gone fishing. It was the polo star. That's right. That redheaded dude. But it is what it is. I mean, even men of all walks of life can be taken advantage of. Movie stars, rich people, Johnny Depp. And he didn't even have kids with her. He looks like a redhead dwarf. He's interesting looking. But the royals, you know, I think they do good. I don't know what their role is. I looked it up one time what their role is. I think they do a lot of humanitarian. I don't know how involved they are in lawmaking. I know Dak would probably know, and some of our UK brothers that are listening. It's probably too late right now. Well, actually, Europe is over in Germany, so I don't know if you know much about the royals. We should make a holiday where all men get DNA tests to see if they're actually the biological. I think Maury Povich beat you to it, but you'd have to go on TV for that. I think it should be part of the. I think it should be done in the hospital when that baby's born. I think that's a great. I would vote for that. In the 90s, it was a shame to be a single mother. Nowadays it's pedestrian. It's transparent. Actually, they get a lot of sympathy. I remember when I was living in apartments before I bought my house back in 2018. It was the summer of 2018. There was a woman there, decent attractive, probably 40. She had a 3-year-old with her. I go, "Oh, is that your grandkid?" She goes, "No, that's my son." I said, "Oh, well, I can see the resemblance or something, whatever." I go, "Yeah, so you just moved in?" "Well, I've been divorced and I just moved to these apartments." And, "Oh, great." "Yeah, I have him 100% custody." And I looked at her, I said, "Yeah, like 100%, like every day, like 30 days a month, nights a month?" She goes, "Yeah, he can only see him on like a Tuesday from 5 to 8 every other Tuesday, like 6 hours a month. I said, huh. Oh, you're 40 years old with a 3-year-old. And she goes, yeah, I have 3 other kids too. I said, okay. So how do you have a life? What do you do for your self-care? Do you hang out with friends? Oh no, I watch them all day long. I don't have a life. And she wanted attention and sympathy from me. Didn't get it. All women think they're hard done too. Look at Taylor Blank. She has written 100 songs about men. Yeah, of course. I can't stand that gal. I think she's Skittles. If Diddy and Harry would make a baby, the name would be Itty. Oh, that's funny. Be Itty. Charles had 2 mistresses before Diana. One was Camilla. Oh, and she's so unattractive. The other was Dale. The husbands would leave and Charles would smash. Dale deleted herself. Interesting. All I know is that the world has changed a lot since the time, so we must move on. Correct. Gone with John. This is a long one. Yeah, I'm actually going probably a half hour over. Probably cut it off here in a second. I agree, brother. She is singing that trash to brainwash all. Of course. My daughter, when she was 11, went with her mother. They wanted Taylor Swift tickets because remember back then, Taylor Swift was like 20 and she was playing folk stuff and wholesome music. That's what my ex said. So I bought him tickets. Should have never bought him tickets. That woman is the biggest feminist, biggest Skittles lover, biggest destroyer of relationships, if you think about it. Horrible. Pliskin equals Skittles. There you go. I believe Prince Harry's father is James Hewitt. He looks just like him. Google him. Harry's mother died. Princess Di had an intimate. Yeah, there's something going on with that whole deal. There was something going on. Well, you guys, this has been a great stream. I'm going to cut it off here. Have some downtime. We'll see you on the next one. Catch all the great content creators on their streams. Hammer, John, Men's Daily. Who else we got? All you cats. And go subscribe to Hammer's new channel. Brian Adams song. Cuts like a knife. Diana. I think I remember hearing that. You guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.